All right, it is another day that we bring you up to date with the news making headlines tonight. My name is Brian Amwai. Thank you so much for making time for this bulletin. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Felista Adundo. The highlights tonight.
The news headlines in association with
Tonight on Look Up TV Weekend, 4 victims of the Masimba police shooting laid to rest, with leaders calling on KWS to protect Kajiado residents from roaming wildlife.
I wish to task the Maasai lawyers in Kenya to show solidarity with their fellow Maasai, people of Tanzania, and immediately file a case both in the East African Court of Justice in Tanzania and the ICJ in The Hague to address these unacceptable violations of the human rights of our people.
Maasai leaders from Narok joined calls to stop the ongoing eviction of Maasai in Ngorongoro Conservation in Tanzania, terming the eviction of pastoralists by Tanzanian authorities as inhuman.
Yule kitendawili hakuna kazi yoyote amefanya. Yule kitendawili hana historia ya kujenga mahali popote. Historia yako nayo ni ya kubomoa. Mimi nawauliza watu wa Nanyuki, tuko na time ya kufanya karata ya pata potea na kitendawili?
DP Ruto takes the Kenya Kwanza campaigns to Laikipia and Nyandarua counties, as Martha Karua takes Azimio campaigns to Murang'a and Nyeri counties.
Yippee! Kamata floating at 349K. Oh yes, for only 349,000 Kenyan shillings, you become a plot owner at the Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki. The Great Oasis Gardens, Nanyuki is located along the Nanyuki-Rumuruti Road, only 11 minutes from the Cedar Mall and right opposite Mount Kenya Wildlife Estate. This is the best place to establish the getaway home that you have always dreamt about. For every 349,000 that you deposit or pay as installment towards any of Optiven's plot of land, you get 10K cash back instantly. Jaza basi twende Nanyuki. Bigger is indeed better.
Right, now remember, you can be part of this bulletin by engaging us on our socials. At Amwai Brian on Twitter, at LookUpTV. The hashtag is LookUpTV Weekend. We are also live on Facebook. You can engage us there, share your feedback there, tell us where you're watching us from, what you think about the stories that we are running today. And I, Brian Amwai, will be able to sample some of your feedback at the end of this bulletin. Now let's get started with some sad news. 3 of the 4 victims who died in the Masimba police shootout have been laid to rest in Makindu area, Kajiado County. Now, the ceremony attracted different people who castigated the shootout, saying it was out of order and the culprits should be brought to book. The leaders are further called on KWS to protect area residents from roaming wildlife. Senge Suzy with the details.
Somber mood engulfed Makindu village as the bodies of 3 of the police shootout victims were brought home for the final send-off. Letomiri Topoika, Stanley Tidu and Duncan Kanari were killed in a protest gone sour in Masimba village. Dennis Matheka's body was represented by his portrait after his family requested to have him interred next week. Speaking during the Requiem Mass, Kajiado East Member of Parliament Honorable Peristo Biko has noted that the incident was disheartening and illegitimate, calling on the police to hasten investigations.
Poleni sana. Kilio yenu imefika mbali. Kwa hakika, it is painful, it's unjustifiable, it is unwarranted, it was excessive.
Environment Cabinet Secretary Kiriako Tobiko, who was also in attendance, has noted that the government is putting up measures to curb wildlife attacks in the region. Wiper Party leader Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has also urged investigative agencies to speed up the process for justice to be realized.
Tunaomba kwamba muharakishi. Mimi nimekuwa prosecutor, kwa hivyo najua sheria.
Kwa hivyo ikiwa rais mwenyewe alitoa matamshi, rais wa jamhuri sasa hivi ako na mamlaka kwa mikono yake. Independent Police Oversight Authority, I gather they are represented. I just want to urge expeditious disposal of this man.
After the Masimba shootout, the government through Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i promised to cater for all burial bill and above all ensure justice is delivered. Sengi Suzy, Look Up TV.
All right, now thank you, Senge Suzy, for that. Moving on, a section of legal minds and elders of the Maasai community in Kenya have condemned the eviction of their counterparts from Ngorongoro Conservancy that is being carried out by Tanzanian authority. Led by Narok North Member of Parliament Moitalel Ole Kenta and lawyer Martin Ole Kamwaro, the elders are concerned the ongoing evictions might spark conflicts at the border of Kenya and Tanzania. Here is the story from our reporter, Henry.
Dramatic standoff between Kenya and the neighboring Tanzania after a section of elders of the Maasai community threatened to file a case at the International Court to compel Tanzania to stop evicting Maasai living in Ngorongoro Conservancy along the Kenya-Tanzania border.
I wish to task the Maasai lawyers in Kenya to show solidarity with their fellow Maasai people of Tanzania and immediately file a case both in the East African Court of Justice in Tanzania and the ICJ in The Hague to address these unacceptable violations of the human rights of our people. I also wish to seek legal redress and compel the Tanzanian government to respect the rights of over 40,000 Maasai pastoralists who are at risk of being evicted from their ancestral land because of the government's collusion with big game hunting interests.
Led by Narok North Member of Parliament Moitalel Ole Kenta and lawyer Martin Ole Kamwaro, the elders say their colleagues are being pushed out of the ancestral land and urged the Tanzanian authority to stop the evictions and put an end to the suffering.
Ile uchungu tunapitia tukiwa wa Maasai, watoto wetu wanapigwa risasi, wazee wetu wanapigwa risasi, vijana wetu wanaumia. President Suluhu, ile roho ya mama
watushunge hata na sisi kama indigenous people, kama watu ambayo walitawaliwa na ukoloni, maana hii ni ile tunaita ukoloni mamboleo, ndio wanataka kuleta tena. Ile ya kwanza ilipita, hii mamboleo sasa inataka kuja kutulalia na hatutataliwa kwa wakati huu.
They have also called on President Uhuru Kenyatta to open an engagement with Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu Hassan to find a lasting solution to the humanitarian problem.
The Maasai people have been recognized as indigenous people, and it's unfortunate that the indigenous people of the world, more so in Tanzania, are being treated like wild animals. They have the rights, and they must be given those rights. They are God-given, and no human being can deny them those rights.
Authorities in Tanzania are carrying out evictions in the said Ngorongoro Conservancy to pave way for establishment of a commercial gaming. Henry Tende, Look Up TV.
Now, thank you, Henry Tende, for that. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, on Saturday launched Dispute Resolutions Committee to hear complaints arising from the nomination of candidates who want to vie for various seats in the coming general elections. Now, the committee, which has been divided into three court sittings, have 10 days to hear and determine 262 complaints lodged before the commission by disgruntled aspirants. IEBC Chair Wafula Chebukati, while officially launching the hearing, has asked the committees to accord all parties a fair judicial process in accordance with the law.
Okay. And we can pass this. The commission is guided by the Constitution and statutory provisions in the conduct of all its processes. Article 884F of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 requires the commission to register candidates for election or nominations, which we concluded on the 7th of June this year. In addition, Section 74 of the Elections Act provides that the said electoral dispute shall be determined within 10 days of the lodging of the dispute with the Commission. So 10 days from today, we shall have had finalized and given decisions on those disputes. But this time round, we have set up 3 panels to make it easy so that you can have your day in court in the committee. And I shall not be sitting in any of the panels because as a returning officer for presidential elections, I'm informed there are some complaints filed against my decisions. So I'll let others be the judge of in those matters. Understand from the panels that decisions will be delivered within 48 hours of the hearing of the complaints, and orders and decisions typed orders. Typed decisions and orders will be availed to the parties at the time decisions will be delivered.
Away from that, activists in Kilifi County are demanding the immediate arrest of a police officer based in Marereni, Magarini sub-county, who allegedly defiled a minor in January this year. Now, the activists claim that all due process was followed in the reporting of the case in January 6th now to the DCI and IPOA, but 6 months down the line, the suspect is still at large. Addressing journalists in Malindi, the activists said the minor, aged 16, has been residing at a child rescue center since the incident, missing out on school, as the case is still to be heard.
In January this year, a 16-year-old Form 1 student was allegedly defiled by a police officer in Marereni, Kilifi County. By 6th January, the matter had been reported to Kilifi Police and was reportedly taken over by the Kilifi County DCI office. The matter was taken up by the DCI, who reportedly launched investigations, but later the case went under. Speaking to the press, chairperson of Malindi Gender-Based Violence Network, Helda Lamek, said they took to the streets 3 months ago, but still no action was taken against the suspect.
Tunashangaa mpaka saa hii. Tulipaza sauti yetu mwezi wa 3 tukisema ya kwamba haki itendeke, na tukaona kweli investigation officers wamekuja kwa ground na wakafanya kazi yao inavyotakikana, lakini tunashangaa sasa tokea hapo mpaka saa hii kumenyamaza tena kimya.
The 16-year-old victim has been at a rescue center ever since the unfortunate incident and is unable to go back to school until the case is heard.
Mtoto ako Form 1, anatakana aende shule, saizi angekuwa ameenda Form 2 this year. Mtoto hajakanyaga huu mwaka shule.
La mno hapa ni kufuatilizia kesi ambayo tulifile kitambo 6 months ago ya mtoto ambaye alidhulumiwa na askari wa polisi.
The activists now call on the Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i to intervene and help bring the matter to a speedy end, saying the delay is contributing to mistrust between citizens and the police.
Hii investigation ya 6 months inatushangaza mpaka sisi. Is it mada? Hata mada yes chukua 6 months. Kwa nini hii imechukua 6 months mpaka saa hizi?
Tukijaribu kufuatilia tunaambiwa kwamba kesi bado inaendelea, uchunguzi bado unafanywa, na hatujui uchunguzi utafanywa mpaka lini.
Kwa nini sheria iwe imelemaa upande mmoja? Ikiwa ni ofisa wa askari ama ikiwa ni mtu ambaye ni mfanyikazi wa serikali, sheria inachukua time ile hatua kutukuliwa yule mtu kwa arrested.
Magarini Sub-County Police Commander Daniel Kibio has confirmed that the case is currently under the County DCI Kilifi and further investigations are ongoing.
Kwa hivyo tunataka hii kesi ipelekwe haraka, mtoto apate haki yake na mtoto aweze kutoka mahali pale, manake anazidi kuwa traumatized mahali pale kwa sababu anaona watoto wenzake wanaenda shule, yeye haendi shule, amekaa.
Kama askari mwenyewe anaweza kudhulumu mtoto ambaye ana umri wa miaka 16. Lakini mpaka leo hii hakuna arrest, hakuna any effort, hatuoni chochote kikifanyika.
The activists are now calling on the government to treat the case as a matter of urgency. Cecilia Lubanga, Look Up TV.
Right, now we do hope that justice is served as soon as possible for that girl aged 16 years. Right now, I want to take a short break here on Look Up TV Weekend, but continue engaging us on our socials. At Amwai Brown on Twitter at Look Up TV. The hashtag is Look Up TV Weekend. We are also live on Facebook. Tell us where you're watching us from. What do you think about the stories that we are running today? So don't go too far because we'll be back with more.
Get a chance to wake up as a tourist as you view Mount Kenya every day by buying a plot of land at Wema Gardens, Naru Moru. At only 400 meters off tarmac, this is the right place to build your dream home, cottages or holiday homes. You can also buy this property to give to your children as a special inheritance. Water and electricity are in the vicinity, while neighbors are already building their homes. These plots are specially ready for you with title deeds scheduled to be out in 6 months. Buy a 50 by 100 plot of land at Wema Gardens for only 399,000 Kenya shillings. You can also pay for your plot through our friendly 1-year installments plan.
Sinadhani tulimalizana.
Nimetumwa hapa na agency.
Kufanya?
Si job.
Mimi I thought mambo yangu na wewe Isha.
Ni nini wewe? Muluya, ni unafanya na simu yako nini? Unakuwa na kibelembele sana. Vile tu nilisikia ni Muluya, nilisikia tu damu imechemka.
Mbona nisikupanga? Mimi ndio nimekutoelesha hii mradi yote alafu unaniambia siwezi kupanga. Sio kama hapo nikupange leo na usinisumbue. Toka tuende kwenye tunaenda bwana. Ama haya nyinyi ni wale hapa ngwingwi. Mtajua hamjui.
Nimekosa mtu ambaye ataponza roho yangu.
Kuponza?
Yes, mtu ambaye atayeyusha nafsi yangu.
Tena kuyeyusha?
Ndio.
Usafi nayo, rangi nayo. Huyo alinimaliza.
Right, now, thank you for staying with us. Moving on to matters politics, Deputy President William Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza Brigade led their campaigns in Laikipia and Nyandarua counties, calling on residents to back their bid, now drumming up support for his bottom-up economic model. The Deputy President took a swipe at the Azimio La Umoja team, accusing them of not having done anything to show for the time they served in government. As the country readies itself for the August polls, the Kenya Kwanza team led by Deputy President William Ruto took their campaigns to the mountain, touring Laikipia and Nyandarua counties. The team took time to drum up support for their bottom-up economic model.
Tumeongea ajira ya vijana kwa uchaguzi zote. Mimi nataka niwatangazie wangwana wa Laikipia ya kwamba mwaka huu tuko na mpango makusudi. Tuko na deliberate plan ya kupanga ajira ya hawa vijana.
Tumesema wakulima wa Kenya lazima wapate mapato ya jasho yao. Tunaweka GMR katika ile bidhaa tunalima na sana sana cash crops zile tunalima kama wakulima wa Kenya.
Hapa kwetu Laikipia, shida yetu namba moja hata sio barabara. Lakini ni sawa barabara, lakini insecurity yetu tafadhali tuangalilie hiyo. Insecurity ya watu ya Laikipia. Asanteni.
The Deputy President defended his record, saying he has a lot to show for the time he served in government, while taking a swipe at his competitors, accusing them of not having done anything beneficial for Kenyans.
As the people of Kenya, we don't have the luxury to gamble with the future of our country. We don't have the luxury to work with the people who have no track record of doing anything, despite being in leadership for donkey years. And that is why our country is a defining moment. In Kenya today, we have a problem with debt. We have a problem with corruption. We have a problem with youth unemployment. We have a problem with the big question of cost of living. And we want leaders who have a track record of doing something in the Republic of Kenya. The people on the other side have no track record of anything. except the usual Mandela moment and the usual second liberation and things that have no meaning for the people of Kenya.
Earlier on, the Deputy President held an economic forum meeting with the residents of Nyandarua, promising that his government will revolutionize the agriculture sector.
Na baada ya sisi kukusanya maoni yenu ambayo tutapata hapa leo na tuongezee ingine na ile tuko naye, sasa tutatengeneza mkataba. We will do a charter. Hiyo mkataba tutarudi hapa kuweka sahihi. Kati yetu na watu wa Nyandarua. Ya kwamba tumekubaliana number 1, number 2, number 3, number 10. Sasa twende tupige kura kwa sababu tunajua tukiwapigia kura kama UDA na Kenya Kwanza tunajua hii ndio tutapata. Tunaelewana Nyandarua? That's what we want to agree. Hiyo ndio siasa tunataka tupange, ndio tumesema tunapanga hii siasa tofauti na ile ilipangwa kule nyuma.
The DP is expected to take his campaigns to Western Kenya on Sunday, where he will hold a rally in Buhungu Stadium. Inspecting the preparations at the stadium for the event, leaders allied to the Kenya Kwanza in Western region called on the supporters to show up in large numbers.
We are ready for the rally tomorrow. As you can see, the setup is ongoing. We want to do a rally that has never been witnessed in this part of the country. We are expecting over 50,000 people tomorrow who will be here from 6 a.m. From today, we have started doing our mobilization. We want the entire town and the entire CBD and the environs of Kakamega to be active. We shall be having Sukuti overnight here.
Brian Amwai, Look Up TV. Right, now the Agano Party presidential candidate David Mwaure Wahiga has officially unveiled his running mate in the coming August 9th general elections. Mwaure announced Ruth Musheru Mutua, a communication expert, as his running mate, lauding her as a passionate person ready to fight corruption, and together they will get rid of the vice that has been ailing the Kenyan economy. These and more stories in our local roundup.
David Mwaura is the last out of the 4 presidential candidates to unveil his running mate. On Saturday, the Agano presidential candidate presented Ruth Musheru Mutua, a renowned communication expert.
I'm pleased to reveal today my running mate, Ruth Musheru Mutua. Ruth is passionate about women, youth, families, people with disabilities, and such issues that are around us in this nation and need serious addressing going into the future.
Mwaura and Mutua further stated that they will conduct their campaigns both in public barazas and on social media. Mwaura confirmed that the government has already provided him with the necessary security after he was cleared by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to run for the presidency. Elsewhere, a section of youths in Kimumu area in Eldoret are accusing the area chief of corruption and tribalism in the ongoing Kazim Tani recruitment.
Tumekaa hapa siku 3, sijakula, nimenyeshewa, watoto wanangojea chakula nyumbani huko pia.
So tunaelekea wapi? Tumekuja hapa kuanzia saa 12. Mtoto ndio huyu. Mimi nilitoroka Marakwet, risasi imenipika kwa mapacha hapa. Nimekuja Eldoret. Siwezi saidika na huyu chief na amejifungia hapa kwa ofisi.
According to the youth, the process is marred with unfairness, lack of transparency, bribery and ethnicity.
Walitoa hiyo listi na wakaleta watu wengine. Watu wenye wanaitwa kwa listi ni watu wenye hata hawa exist. Lakini ukiona kwa listi wanasema watu 129 wameanza kazi. Kwa ground watu wenye wako ni watu 65. Chief tunamuuliza anatubangaiza tangu jana mpaka usiku ikatufukuza.
The efforts to reach the area chief and Moiben SEC to address the matter were unsuccessful. They are calling upon the Uasin Gishu County Commissioner to intervene.
Bomet has a lot of resources.
And in the Rift Valley region, Bomet County has become the 5th devolved government to launch the spatial plan aiming at sustainable development. The 10-year plan, worth 48 million shillings, is aiming at guiding sustainable development to ensure the continued environmental protection for current and future generations.
I'm happy to announce that Bomet County has a forest cover so far
of 24.9%. We will continue to put in our efforts, and we will ensure that in as much as we've surpassed the required percentage, we have a responsibility to continue and contribute to the national percentage.
5 other counties developed the plan, with accountability and accessibility remaining a priority for investment. Esther Murugi, Commissioner, Kenya National Lands Commission, pointed out that the counties in arid areas are at a disadvantaged plan level, but at the same time encouraged Bomet residents to own the new plan for true development. Jackson Kiplagat, head of conservation programs, on his part, called on the area leadership to ensure realization of the document, adding that better planning ahead of time is key for the spatial implementation.
Fedha ambazo tunapata kama serikali tutazitumia like we are using our own personal resources, and that is still the same commitment that we want to give to the people of Bomet.
We need to encourage people. We need the communities to own this spatial plan so that when it comes to implementing, it's part of what they want. And I'm pleased that Bomet has ensured that the community owns this spatial plan.
Bomet is second at 24.9% forest cover after Nyeri at 40% nationally. Top among the 47 counties that have already developed their plan include Lamu, Kajiado, Makueni, Baringo, Kericho, with Kilifi underway. Cecilia Lubanga, Look Up TV.
200.
Flying through the streets of
All right, now let's get sporty. We start off the exciting FKF Premier League, which is coming to an end, with the battle now intensifying to determine this season's Premier League's champions and a struggle to escape the axe in the relegation zone. A number of matches are set to be played on Sunday, with Nairobi City Stars hosting Talanta FC, the Brewers squaring it out against Posta Rangers, Kakamega Homeboys hosting Kariobangi Sharks, Bidco United playing the Bankers, Nzoia Sugar playing AFC Leopards, Police FC playing Bandari, Sofapaka battling Ulinzi